The most distinguishing feature of a narcissistic woman is her highly distinctive personality, always drawing attention due to her constant smile and meticulous attention to her beauty and appearance. What truly sets her apart is her high charisma. Another characteristic of a narcissistic woman is her ability to make life decisions on her own, often displaying a noticeable level of control. She doesn't easily listen to others, doesn't care about their opinions, and doesn't let anyone influence her decisions. One of the most notable traits of a narcissistic woman is her aversion to comparisons with others. She exhibits tremendous pride and superiority in her interactions and enjoys knowing that people admire her. However, it's important to note that the discussion about narcissism is not gender-specific. Narcissistic traits can be found in both men and women. Therefore, this discussion applies to narcissistic individuals in general, whether they are male or female. We should agree that narcissistic personality traits are similar in both men and women. This episode focuses on narcissistic women, whether they are wives, mothers, sisters, friends, or colleagues. Narcissistic individuals, regardless of gender, often lack empathy and seek sources of admiration from those they interact with. They may use manipulation and deception to achieve their goals, adept playing the role of the victim. Additionally, they have a strong sense of pride, concealing their negative traits behind a facade of perfection, which can make it difficult to interact with them in a normal manner in relationships. A narcissistic personality behaves this way due to a deep-seated sense of insecurity around others. They constantly fear those around them and view them as potential threats, which leads to their defensive and harmful behavior as a way to protect themselves from what they perceive as a threat. Because victims often do not realize they are dealing with a narcissistic individual, they can be greatly affected, experiencing significant shocks due to the narcissist's actions. This is why it's crucial to have an understanding of these traits and behaviors to protect oneself from toxic narcissistic personalities. Our discussion about narcissistic women largely mirrors what we've discussed regarding narcissistic men, as narcissistic personality traits are similar in both cases. A narcissistic woman, like a narcissistic man, may use manipulation and gaslighting techniques and appear very charming and perfect on the surface. In romantic relationships with narcissistic women, they may convince their partner that they are their one true love, leaving them in awe and making it difficult to imagine life without them. This aligns with what we discussed earlier about the overwhelming emotional attachment and dependency that can develop in the early stages of a narcissistic relationship. Once the victim becomes addicted to the narcissistic woman, the phase of mistreatment typically begins. It is well known that narcissistic men are often obsessed with status or wealth, and you are aware of how important achieving great success and accomplishments is to them. This is why narcissistic men are often found in prestigious positions of power, as these roles give them a sense of admiration, strength, and control. In fact, power means more to a narcissistic man than money itself because it represents authority and control, which are essential to them. A narcissistic man is never satisfied with his achievements. He continuously strives for more accomplishments and success, which only increases his sense of power and control. This constant pursuit of success is driven by an insatiable need for more victories and control, as narcissists are trapped in a never-ending cycle. This is why you'll notice that narcissists are always striving for more, and this unfulfillable void within them is what keeps them going endlessly. Similarly, a narcissistic woman also experiences that internal void, and the situation is somewhat similar to narcissistic men. However, the difference here is that a narcissistic woman may have an obsession with money. Her relationship with a wealthy man allows her to fulfill this obsession, as she loves spending money extravagantly on her beauty and appearance, which she is highly preoccupied with. These lavish expenses form the basis for the admiration she receives from those around her. Her relationship with a wealthy man or someone who can provide her with financial resources allows her to indulge in spending lavishly on her beauty, appearance, and elegance. A narcissistic woman is never satisfied with buying new things, whether it's a new handbag or gold, for example. She takes pleasure in showing off the things she acquires, such as discussing her experiences during a particular trip and the joys she found in it. These things serve as her emotional sustenance and nourishment, similar to how certain possessions or achievements provide emotional sustenance for narcissistic men. This behavior reinforces her sense of self-worth and importance. It makes her feel deserving of such treatment and of living this way. It's essential to understand that a narcissistic woman always requires complete attention. Many celebrities exhibit narcissistic traits, and they have an insatiable need to feel like they are the talk of the town, with people eagerly seeking news about them. To narcissists, this attention becomes their entire life. They cannot live without this overwhelming attention from those around them. It's natural to have a certain degree of self-love and take pride in oneself. However, in the case of narcissists, this is taken to an extreme and becomes a severe problem. Because narcissists often feel a lack of self-worth and disrespect for themselves, they constantly need to prove otherwise or do things that make them feel completely different from their true selves. A narcissistic woman is obsessed with her appearance and beauty to an extreme degree, exaggerating it to elicit the admiration and fascination of others. This is the type of attention she craves intensely. She believes that everyone around her envies her and that she lives a life that makes her superior and better than any other woman. She creates an idealized image of herself, imagining that she is the center of admiration and jealousy among all the women who know her. As we mentioned earlier, she does all of this to compensate for her feelings of inadequacy and to improve her self-perception. The difference between a narcissistic man and a narcissistic woman is that the woman can also be a severe bully. She constantly criticizes the flaws of other women and talks about them in the worst possible way, often resorting to hurtful comments, even if it involves lying. She feels comfortable and strangely happy when causing harm to someone. When she sees another woman do something new or buy something that impresses her friends, she will do everything in her power to outdo her. The essential thing for her is to feel like she's better than anyone else. A narcissistic woman enjoys being in constant competition with those around her and takes great pleasure in causing frustration and pain to others. She relishes seeing others in pain, even if it doesn't show on the surface. She derives genuine satisfaction from making others feel hurt, whether through her words or actions. Her primary goal in all her actions is to show off and gain admiration for herself, and her actions can be hurtful and painful for those around her. She is negatively aggressive through her hurtful comments, sparing no one from the pain her words inflict. A narcissistic woman has a strong sense of jealousy, which becomes evident when another woman possesses qualities or traits she lacks or cannot replicate. She constantly compares herself to others and always seeks to prove her superiority. Like any narcissistic personality, she avoids taking responsibility for her actions or mistakes and never feels the pain she causes to others. She consistently blames others and criticizes them to deflect responsibility onto anyone else. When a mother is narcissistic, it's not necessary for all her children to turn out narcissistic like her, but there will often be one child who is treated exceptionally well, often referred to as the golden child or the favored child. This child receives an exceptionally high level of attention compared to their siblings, which can create division and resentment within the family. This goes against the natural idea of treating all children equally in parenting and treatment, but with a narcissistic mother, one child is often treated very differently. I hope I have been able to convey some information and insights about narcissistic women. Inshallah, God willing, we'll meet in the next episode with a new topic on narcissism. Thank you, and peace be upon you all.